here, be in the final again is an amazing, good news.
First of all, I believe that's the most important, I think, even though I know how tough it is. It's gonna be an amazing match.
I think I have been playing a great event, no? During the whole tournament. I have been playing well since the beginning, so then you have to do it on the matches, no? And I think I did, and yeah, for me it's so special to be back in the final here in Roland-Garros. First 4 players of the ranking have been in that semi-final, so I'm gonna play against the number 4, but on clay, Dominic is so difficult. We still have the passion and the motivation to keep playing. These unique feelings helps a lot to keep working hard every day, to be able to enjoy moments like this. So if the body is healthy, why not continue? I just try to be ready by myself to play at my highest level, and if that happens, I hope to have my chances.
It's gonna be his 12th final tomorrow. He never lost one, and it's his living room, I would say, that court. I know a little bit more how it is this year, so that's for sure a nicer feeling. But I'm gonna leave everything what I have on the court.
Ce sont 2 jeunes licenciés de la Fédération française de tennis qui vont accompagner les joueurs sur le court. Et c'est la jeune Morgane qui va être à la main du numéro 4 mondial, finaliste déjà l'an passé ici, l'Autrichien Dominic Thiem. Et c'est le jeune Martin qui va accompagner celui qui possède 17 titres du Grand Chelem, dont 11 à Roland-Garros, le tenant du titre, l'Espagnol Rafael Nadal.
So after all the twists and turns of what has been an incredible Roland-Garros Championships 2019, it comes down to 2, and it's the same 2 who were here in this final last year. Will Dominic Thiem get revenge, or will Rafael Nadal win a record 12th Roland-Garros title? We are about to find out. It was Nadal who won the toss and elected to serve first. Mark Woodford alongside myself, Pete Hodges, and we will talk you through this final.
Ready, play.
I hope everyone's sitting comfortably. Nice way to start.
15-0.
Yeah, already that height and depth from Nadal.
We were talking about the importance of the first set, Mark, a little earlier on. How will Nicolas Massou have gone about talking to Thiem about that? Because you don't want to put too much emphasis on it, because if Thiem was to go and lose this first set, then you don't want his psychology to be really damaged.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not to pose it to your player and say this is it and no other alternative. The emphasis would be coming out of the blocks quickly. Have a little unhappy customer sitting at courtside.
I think it's the only one. Well, these players have had to deal with all sorts the last couple of weeks. First time player's been stopped due to a screaming baby.
I think they're unhappy with their seat. They're not close enough to the court.
Yeah, we can just see that the baby is being taken out of the arena. He's up in one of the top stands to Rafa Nadal's left. Thiem had that win in Barcelona, where even Rafael Nadal said after that win for Thiem, he was asked, you know, are you worried about your performance in that match? And Thiem actually said, and Nadal actually said, no, I played some really good tennis. Thiem was just too good. It was lights out in Barcelona from Thiem on that occasion.
Yeah, I think that's the acknowledgement of Rafa. He's aware that his opponent today has that firepower, that capability from both forehand, backhand. The serve is formidable as well. And don't forget, that's also hometown court, really, for Rafa Nadal. The court is named after Rafa. But he would have spent many hours in his early years practicing at the Real Club.
It's fascinating viewing already. The artistry on show with these two big ball strikers. And this is one of the reasons why Thiem has been able to beat some of the big guys. You see that backhand there in terms of where he was looking to hit the ball towards the line. He does tend to go for the lines. And that is the only way to beat someone like Nadal on a clay court. It's a good start for the 11-time champion. Tested in that opening game, but passes the test. And I think we are learning to take whatever Rafael Nadal says in his press conferences at face value. He said he's been playing great tennis all tournament. And as I referenced earlier on, in terms of, he only really complained after he had that loss against Fabio Fognini. He talked about his confidence growing and the fact that he just needed some more matches and he was going to get back to his best. And that's certainly been the case here at Roland-Garros this year.
Yeah, much was made of those losses in the build-up to this year's tournament. Unusual for Rafa because he has been so dominant in those events in the past. But in one sense, it's allowed him to arrive here, Pete, with, again, those physical reserves. You know, we know that the arduous task, playing 7 matches over 14 days, 5 sets, but perhaps he's in a better physical condition this year.
Talk about physical condition. You could perhaps say the same about Dominic Thiem. Okay, this is his 4th straight match here, but with regards to what he's done in terms of at the other clay court events, he lost early in Rome, didn't choose to play a clay court event the week before Roland-Garros. So he's talked about having quite a lot left in the tank. Short from Nadal, and Thiem pounces.
And Nadal's shot falling way short, and there's the big forehand in that direction. We showed that graphic as well before the game started. How often Thiem pounces on those shorter balls and sends it in that direction.
There's another ripper.
And perhaps, Pete, that would have been, maybe you could flag Thiem as having overplayed in previous years. That was something that his coach, they prided themselves on their fitness and the amount of tennis that they had played heading into a Grand Slam.
Well, it was a near perfect point from Thiem, but he still ends up losing it.
Yeah, that was tremendous touch, and of course the agility of Nadal. And really anticipating. He moved over there to cover the backhand up the line of the Austrian. And of course, the perfect volley to finish.
Yeah, it's interesting what you were saying about Thiem, isn't it? Do you kind of feel that he's now one of the fittest players on tour? Do you feel that's come about by playing so many tournaments in his early 20s?
Yeah, he's been one of the fittest and strongest, I think, for a number of years. And that has certainly helped him. Again, his build is not quite, he doesn't have the height advantage of some players.
He's able to come through his opening service game, and that's a nice nerve settler for the Austrian.
And without a doubt, when players do face Thiem, they know that they're in for, you know, a physical battle. He has that ability to just pound you into submission off of both wings, put you on the immediate defense unless you're willing to actually step up and go toe-to-toe with him.
It's been a good start from Thiem. You just feel the fact that he had that experience last year. It's a little more settled early on in this contest. Left himself a little exposed there, Thiem, and he's picked off by the Spaniard. Just stretching a fraction for the backhand, and Nadal doesn't need a second invitation to hit the forehand up the line.
Lengthy and sustained ball striking from both players. Just looking back at my notes from 12 months ago, Pete, it was service breaks early in every set going Rafa's way. Broken the very first game that Thiem served, the first set last year.
Against.
We're seeing the brilliant court coverage from Dominic Thiem, but not just the court coverage, that was a bazooka of a backhand.
Two bombshells. The first one was a probing backhand, and then he just unleashed on the second. Skimming right off that baseline.
159 Ks, that backhand. That's how good it's got to be to get through the Nadal defense. Fantastic defense from Thiem, and what looked like it was going to be a comfortable service hold for Nadal could be anything but now.
Well, again, we always say for Nadal, he chooses. He's so selective when he comes forward, and very rarely, that is highly unusual for him to play a half volley when he's trying to get to net. We could say that it's the quality, the response by Thiem, but also maybe some hesitation from the Spaniard.
It's quite incredible tennis. It's been a bit of a slow start this final.
Well, if we thought that both might be a tad nervous, I think they've just kind of erased that. They've showing some of their best form. Nadal, incredible with the forehand touch, drop shot.
It's been a super start to this final. And after 17 minutes of absorbing tennis, we are on serve. Nadal leading 2-1. As we see, another wondrous shot from the Austrian. But the question I was going to ask you, Mark, is that he talked in his press conference about adrenaline, and saying that, you know, he had adrenaline from the win against Djokovic yesterday. He's got adrenaline going into this final. But how long does adrenaline last for in your experience? How much can it carry you through?
Well, very rare is adrenaline going to be there in your veins for 3 straight sets.
Because the intensity of this final, the way it started, mentioned at the sit-down, it's been encouraging signs for Thiem, but also you're thinking a 4th straight day of play against Nadal. Can he keep this sort of intensity going?
That's right. That's right. Only he can answer that, Dominic Thiem. And again, they're reversing the trend even from 12 months ago when the 9-shot plus rallies, he was on the losing end in a big way, Dominic Thiem.
That one only 2 shots. Another stunner from Nadal.
That's a shot for me, has been a highlight of the tournament. And we've seen glimpses through the clay season towards Roland-Garros. That particular shot, being able to flatten it out, cross-court and exposing his opponents. That's a healthy strike, and it's important for him to be able to keep Thiem out of the ad court. He likes to play a majority of his tennis in rally mode. From the second court, he goes looking for forehands.
Another tick in the box for Thiem. And his team are on their feet. I think he's pretty happy with the way that the 4th seed has started here. 2-all. Of course, it was joy for his girlfriend, Kiki Mladenovic, all of about a couple of hours ago on this court. The 2nd time in her career winning the women's doubles title. This time for a 1st time with Timea Babos.
3-0.
There was always going to be an inevitable little lull to what we saw in the first 4 games. Drop off of intensity.
Just pulling that wide, and he has a high win rate, does Nadal, off that forehand wing. That's why he's been so dominant on this particular court here. Goes searching for the forehand after he makes a solid serve into play.
Caught it a little late. And again, Nadal under pressure on serve. Type of shot you almost just expect the Spaniard to make.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle of his forehand going cross-court and Thiem's backhand cross-court. Different from yesterday, where Thiem was leaking some unforced errors off that forehand wing.
Oh, it's exhibition tennis, and it's Thiem who comes out on top.
And the crowd already right into this rally as these two players are just pushing each other to the limit. Thiem tries to settle in here, and again, when Rafa gets a little tight or in trouble, that ball of his will land in the middle of the court. That's where Thiem is able to use his firepower. Remain solid here, and bang.
Merci.
Second straight Nadal service game that he's lost 3 points in a row. And this time, it is a break point for the Austrian. It's the fourth seed who strikes first in the final as Dominic Thiem breaks for a 3-2 lead. Well, it's a shame he's come out so slow out of the blocks, isn't it, Dominic Thiem?
Well, Rafa might live to rue a particular choice of shot when he had the lead in this particular game, but no denying Thiem there. And once again, Rafa in that final point. Extended rally, just push the ball up the middle of the court, and that opens the door for Thiem. Very quick with his footwork, and that forehand doing the damage.
Well, it's just what you want from a final, isn't it? Some of the best tennis we've seen so far in these championships happening right here, right now. We talked about Dominic Thiem having to win this first set with Nadal's record when he wins the first set in a 5-set match on the dirt. And so far, so good for the Austrian.
Well, the crowd here as well for years, Peter, have seen Nadal decimate the opponents in the final. And at the moment, they're being rewarded with such high-quality level of tennis.
5 out of his 11 final wins were in straight sets for Nadal. Oh. Astonishing bit of defence from Thiem, but Rafa relentless.
There's that word again. That he is, relentless, and we could be here a while. Points unfolding as such, 20-shot rally.
3 times before, incidentally, Nadal has dropped the first set in the final. First 2 years that he played in the final, 05 and 06, and 2014 to Djokovic. But on each and every occasion, he has won the next 3 sets. He's never been taking the distance in the showpiece event at Roland-Garros. And this is it for Thiem. We keep saying what a great start he's made, but got to keep it going.
And there's got to be a level of acceptance by the Austrian that in today's match, he's going to lose serve. It would be too much to ask for him to be able to go through a match without dropping serve against the defense of Nadal.
Something a little different from Thiem, but look at the response from Nadal. Many of the neutrals watching this encounter will have been cheering on Thiem, so we get a bit of an epic going. Such a bright start from the Austrian, but as ever, back comes the King of Clay. Finds the line, and it's got to be that good to find a way past Nadal.
15-40.
Adrenaline out there on the court as that one just kisses the line. Like there's adrenaline coming up here in this booth, Pete. Just enthralling rallies.
Oh, it's a stunner again. Didn't seem possible, but this match seems to be getting better and better as Nadal breaks straight back.
3 jeux partout.
And he had some twists and turns in his semi-final match against Djokovic. There were also some extreme conditions, rain delays, and he has another battle before him.
And let's not forget, Nadal had twists and turns against Federer as well. Those first 2 sets, they did meander one way then the other, but he came through both of those sets before winning in straight. And of course had his feet up yesterday. Very even start though, 18 points apiece, 3 games apiece. 1 break of serve apiece. Just the ball striking and the athleticism on show. Just stunning.
This is a bit of a tactical play here by Dominic Thiem. This backhand, well, the shot before that goes into Nadal's forehand. We know that Rafa, when he's under a bit of pressure, when he runs to the forehand, he just throws it cross court. It can lose its length, and that provided the opportunity for Thiem to move around and direct the forehand up the line.
Not this time. And let's not forget, the team has beaten Nadal 4 times on clay. Barcelona this year, Madrid last year, Rome the year before that, Buenos Aires back in 2016. The belief will be there, and Nadal will also know that he can be beaten.
Yep, that's the foundation, isn't it? To send a signal of danger. He hasn't been able to do it over a 5-set format yet. Got close at the US Open last year.
But I do feel there's something about Thiem's game, the fact that he can hit so big, the fact he can hit so tight to the lines. I was fortunate enough to be in both Barcelona and Madrid for both of those wins for Thiem. And it was just lightning. He just threw absolutely everything at Nadal, bit like we're seeing here today. Just a look of concern from Moya, trying to calm everything down.
Hoping that he could maybe get around and hit an off forehand there, but Rafa directing this backhand cross court, catching him off guard, off balance.
One of the worries here for Nadal, Mark, is that this is the 3rd service game in a row that he's been put under real pressure, and also the serve isn't doing the damage that we've seen it do to so many other opponents so far at these championships.
Yeah, it's a healthy number that's going in, but the win rate a little lower. The speed, he's not getting the shorter response for him to take control of the rally. You can see where Thiem is return position, returning with a bit of sting. That was one of the very few mistakes that we've seen Thiem on the return.
I think that was quite clever from Nadal. He just dropped that serve in the service spot a little shorter, seeing how far back Thiem is.
Little knuckleball.
And a rare cheap point for the Spaniard. Tried to flatten out a little too much.
Avantage Nadal.
But he is doing a great job of stopping Nadal, dictating these sorts of rallies. Oh. Oh. Well, it's tennis from another planet.
Égalité.
I think it's speaking volumes enough. Now we still had another crack at that one. Nadal.
This time, whisker away. Incidentally, there's been 20 rallies already over 9 shots, 10 apiece. This one a little shorter. Team's eyes lit up there. He can't quite believe he's missed it. Oh, he's stolen the point. Insane defense from Dominic Thiem.
So Rafa, trying to really finish the point there. I mean, this has been an exhausting battle.
But where do you put the ball, Mark, to finish the point? It doesn't seem like there's anywhere you can put the ball.
Not at this stage. Both are countering each other's attack.
almost shock and awe around court Philippe Chatrier when a normal point happens.
I mean, that's just shoddy. Horrible play right there for Dominic Thiem. Disgusting. That mistake might have just come out of just sheer exhaustion.
Well, we're 7 games in, and already I'm running out of superlatives to describe what we are witnessing in this first set. Nadal comes through the game to lead 4-3.
Nadal mène 4 jeux à 3.
But Mark, how important is this next game for Dominic Thiem? Because he's been playing some incredible tennis, yet finds him 3-4 down. And he has lost the last 2 games.
Yes, and not bad games that he has played. But as you say, still losing those 2 games. How does he face the challenge now? Will the level just drop off? Will he be able to maintain it?
That's excellent length from Nadal. New balls here, of course. Flying through the air that little bit quicker.
0-15.
Waren alles 90 Stunden, bis ein Punkt gespielt wird. Das ist witzlos, ehrlich.
Okay, so the first real emotional response from Thiem. Of course, you're allowed them, but it's just that he's been so calm and serene through most of his matches. The start today has been strong.
Nadal just trying to adjust his court position there. He's trying to get tighter to the baseline. Make Thiem feel the heat. No matter what happens in this final from here on in, I'm not sure I've ever seen a better 7 games of clay court tennis than what we witnessed in the first 45 minutes here. But these are dangerous times now for the world number 4. Oh, it's exquisite. What touch at that pace on the slide.
15-40.
And again, I think we said already, Pete, that both players are countering each other's attack. That's what's made this match an enthralling encounter. How Rafa is able to respond there, answering the drop shot with his own drop shot.
As he breaks again.
And we have our answer. The reset button being pushed by Nadal after dropping his serve.
Nadal mène 5 jeux à 3.
Mark, is this the closest you've ever seen to a player being invincible on a court?
Well, I know as a little fella, I watched Bjorn Borg a few times. It just seemed unbeatable, insurmountable. And Nadal's just taken it to another level.
Because the tennis we've seen from Dominic Thiem in this first set, and he's got 3 games on the board, and now it's Nadal serving for the opener.
0-15.
And then we see the variety from the King of Clay.
15.
Just wide, I think. Chair umpire will come down and check just to confirm.
Halt again.
So just some looseness that the veneer of Thiem has just lost a bit of its glow.
Momentum firmly with the Spaniard. And Nadal has 2 set points. Well, a set of the highest quality. Thiem through the kitchen sink at Nadal, but the King of Clay comes out on top and takes the opener, 6-3.
Au service, Thiem.
Dominic Thiem hoping to put Rafa in room 101. Just a reminder, his 100 previous 5-set encounters on clay, when he's won the first set, has all gone his way. 101st time. It's always a good time for a first time.
$15-0.
Of course, every part of the match so important for Thiem. He has lost the last 4 games, rather tailed away at the back end of the first set. Does he change anything here, Mark, for you?
No, I think keep going with it. I mean, it was quite a remarkable set of tennis, and you know, he's not going to go away just because he's lost the first set. Again, you know, the conversations that would have existed with his coach, that they would have been prepared for this possibility of occurring. Dominic Thiem is a beast. He's a fighter. You don't reach number 4 in the world without going through times like this. It's just that it doesn't happen all that often here at Roland-Garros in a final against Rafa.
Thiem.
That's a quality game and an important game for Dominic Thiem, who stops the rot as it's a first game in 5 as he edges in front in set 2.
Some of the patrons there in the president's box. Right in the middle there is 2 Australians, Leslie and Bill Bowery. They were at the Champions Dinner last night as well. This is some of the stats here from the first set. Oh. Have a look at those. Make your own decisions about the quality. I think the tennis was speaking extremely loudly to everyone watching.
I think if you were to ask Dominic Thiem why he lost that first set, it would have been that forehand up the line, but he missed by about an inch in that big game at 3-2 or 3-all, I think it was. 7th game. He knows that when he does step up the court, he has to make it count.
What?
You might have to rethink that point, the way it unfolded, Dominic Thiem. The backhand slice when Rafa is sending that wide out there, it just provides too much time for Rafa to get around and use that forehand.
And is this where the adrenaline has run out for Thiem?
Well, they're certainly evaporated for the moment. Still would like to believe it's momentary.
Nadal ticks off another service game. He was battling through his opening service games, was broken once, remember, in the first set, but now it's a lot more comfortable for the King of Clay. Incidentally, by reaching his 12th Roland-Garros final, Nadal became the first man in the Open era to reach the final at one Grand Slam event on 12 occasions, moving ahead of Federer, who has reached 11 Wimbledon finals. movement, just not quite as sharp from Thiem.
But also for Nadal, he's using that backhand cross-court. There we go. And his response after he gets it cross-court, Pete, is move up closer to the baseline. Take the ball early.
First serve percentage has been very good from Thiem. He's only won 52% of the points behind that first serve. Oh, wow. I think it was the right move, just got in a bit of a muddle.
My goodness.
He is human.
He is? Well, never in position. I think he was too front on for me, Pete. Perhaps he thought he had the point. He just really had to get it over the net.
That's some big tennis from the Austrian.
Yeah, that's not an easy shot at all. Just like a forehand from the ground in rally mode, it's just taking it out the air. And now the game takes on a very different look for Thiem and for Nadal, thanks to that missed high forehand volley. So I'm wondering if Nicolas Massou actually speaks German. Know that his English is has no problem at all, but each time that Thiem has gone back to the court, he's conversing in German. So is he speaking to his coach or to someone else in the player box?
Oh, that's electric. And now it's the clenched fist in the direction of his coaching team. Big hold for Thiem, who leads 2-1 second set.
Provides that opportunity. When you win, you pat yourself on the back. Oh, I've done well today.
So you're saying that Thiem should have let Nadal win in Barcelona?
You might have learned more from last year's final, losing here and the US Open, where he lost in 5, pushed to a tiebreaker in the 5th.
It was an incredible encounter, incredible atmosphere late on that match. Thiem certainly had chances to win. A little bit of luck went Nadal's way, as it so often does with the big three. I always say luck is earned.
Halt 0.
Talking of the big three, if Nadal was to win here, it would be 10 consecutive Grand Slams that the big three have won. Third longest streak by solely a trio. Wawrinka, the last man to not win, called Nadal, Djokovic or Federer. That was 2016 US Open. Just when we thought about 4 years ago they were getting to the point of being past him.
I was going to say that Again, it'll be that questioning of where is the next generation.
Jeu Nadal.
All those inroads, Mark, that we were seeing Thiem making on the Nadal serve, it's not happening now.
Yeah, not for the moment. He's having to fight to save and hold his service game. Nadal streaking through his own. And don't forget, he has the ability to finish points as such behind the serve. He's got a bit more pace on that first serve than Rafa. That strike ability. So it might be just a matter of Thiem managing the flow of the match right now. And go back to the ability to finish the points. It can happen. He can hold serve up until the latter stages of this set. And then maybe pick up his strike on the ball.
Eyes lit up for once, not finding the mark. Very much on serve in this second set. Through all the drama of the first 7 games, this match has settled into a bit of a routine. Thiem in front, 3-2.
3-2. Reprise.
On the first set, Nadal's average service game was over 6 minutes. This set, it's 2 minutes and 14. So life has been a lot easier for the Spaniard on serve in set 2. But still finds himself trailing in this second set, coming out to serve at 2-3. Could Thiem do something else off the return here? Or is Nadal just serving too well?
I don't think it's anything that Thiem is doing wrong. He's changing his court position on this next point. He's standing a little closer, tighter to the baseline.
Incidentally, it's 9 straight points for Nadal on serve in this set. Make that 10.
30-0.
So again, the change-up happening. This is the reaction by Thiem. That's very close to return the first serve from what he has been going with all day. This next point, he's gone back to something that he's more comfortable, in tune with.
We so often, Mark, talk about Nadal and his ability off the forehand, his movement, but it's also his variety, isn't it, on a clay court? Isn't he just seems to pick the right moments to come forward.
Very astute. Fully aware of those opportunities when they're presented. He goes in, and it's so rare to have a low or half volley.
It's now 12 points in a row on serve in this second set for Nadal, and again the pressure just thrown back over the other side of the net. We saw about half an hour ago Carlos Moya telling his players just to calm down, and everything does feel a lot more calmer for the King of Clay right now. And it's Nicolas Massoud who's the one doing the thinking and the worrying right now.
This is, you were asking about the adrenaline for a Thiem that seemed to have dropped off. This is maybe where it has to come swelling back up in a positive direction for Thiem.
That's a ripper. There he is, trying to get himself going, trying to gee himself up.
15-0.
Again, getting himself on the front foot and doing the business, Dominic Thiem.
Zero. Against.
They're the ones, the backhands cross court that just are a blow to Thiem. Has to move extremely quick out there. It's a grip change.
hitting.
Changement de balle amasseur, s'il vous plaît.
Thiem comes through
Banner.
another service game and edges in front again. Second set, leads 4-3.
Thiem mène 4 jeux à 3.
There are so many different reasons to love this sport. One of them being the unique scoring system. Phil, what Dominic Thiem produced in the first 7 games was quite out of this world, yet he ended up with just 3 games. This set, I don't feel he's quite reached those levels, yet he's found himself in front and he's got 4 games on the board, but he's still yet to win a point. Novak Djokovic on the Rafael Nadal serve.
It's like he's invested in the time and energy into his own serve for the moment.
Merci.
Again, he has that ability to strike quickly, does Thiem.
First point of the set, the Thiem has won against the Nadal serve.
0-15.
Is this the moment he's going to pounce?
And it's hard to argue about the success of that Nadal forehand. He was closer to the baseline, but it was down the bottom of the net. Trying to finish the point a little too soon for what he normally does.
And again, there's that Nadal backhand on top of the baseline, taking it early, taking the time away from Thiem. And he's able to do enough with the volley.
And possibly taking a leaf out of Djokovic's book, as we saw that what he was trying to achieve yesterday in the semi-final. The second half of that match was sneak in when Thiem was stretched on the backhand, when he tried to slice it. Djokovic was up at net.
So keep talking about Nadal taking that back a little earlier, a little further up the court. How can Thiem counter that?
Or perhaps not respond by going back cross court with his forehand. Maybe up the middle of the court, the center third, or even go to Nadal's forehand.
And that's the trap that Nadal almost wants to set, isn't it? Again, the court position, it's Nadal who's on top of the baseline. He did drop 1 point in the service game, but it was only the one.
4 jeux partout.
And it's 4-all now in this second set. Finally balanced. Just a reminder, Nadal has won 22 straight matches here at Roland-Garros. He's lost just 2 sets in that tie. Since his loss to Novak Djokovic in the quarterfinals of 2015. Of course, he withdrew from the tournament in 2016 in round 3 due to a wrist injury. That's a laser from Thiem.
15-0.
That was a rifle. And it really has to be that good not to see Rafa chase it.
I was talking about the unique tennis scoring system. It really has been a unique match so far. I mean, sets 1 and 2 have just felt so different. But intriguing in different ways. About to say, didn't do enough with a drop shot, but Nadal letting Thiem off the hook.
40-0.
Incredibly soft hands. Loose wrist. Enabling Thiem to change up the flow of the point. Drop shot, Nadal rolling it into the net.
Well, he's done something that he didn't do in last year's final, and that's get to 5 games in a set, Dominic Thiem. And he leads 5-4. Dominic Thiem has won just the 1 point off the Rafa Nadal serve. This set is always a different feel, even for great champions when they come out to serve to stay in a set, as you see the Mexican wave wheel around this wonderfully new refurbished Chatrier court.
And I don't think we should be reading too much into the fact that he hasn't won that many points. Because he's still in the lead, 5-4, holding his serve. That's all he is required to do. When those opportunities come, they haven't arrived yet, but they may. The pressure is starting to build in this match, in this set.
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts. Merci beaucoup. S'il vous plaît. Zero.
Superb.
30-0.
Just an immaculate serve. And again, the volley. How often do we see him just bunting that first volley into the open court? Very close to that sideline, mind you.
Zero.
And the dominance once again on serve for Nadal. Moving to 40 love. Wizardry to find this angle as that forehand continually, year after year, doing the damage.
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts, merci.
Stepping up the court with real authority there. Took that so early, it was almost in the half volley.
Yes, just cancelling out any spin coming from Nadal's forehand.
Did well to get on top of that one. The second set, it's been played more like it's on a grass court, what we're seeing with regards to both players holding serve. To a second set tiebreaker. Thiem hoping he can perhaps get it done before that. Love service off for Thiem, and a bit of momentum to take into the next Nadal service game. Once again, a game away from levelling this matchup. Well, in Nadal's 11 victories here, only 6 times has he dropped a set. Can Thiem become the 7th? We will soon find out. Once again, Thiem a game away, and once again pressure on the Spaniard's shoulders. For the second time serving to stay in the set here. 5-6.
Merci beaucoup, mesdames, messieurs. Merci, s'il vous plaît.
Just when you think Thiem is going to steal the point, Nadal comes up with that.
15-0.
Well, from the moment that he hit the forehand, I thought, uh-oh, this is the first point going against Rafa. That response. An exquisite drop volley.
Let's, premier service.
Fine return from Thiem, and pressure just goes up a little more on the 11-time champion.
15.
Gee, it was a fair effort by Nadal to pick up the return of serve. And it doesn't happen too often. More unforced errors. Almost the completion of 2 sets to see Nadal have that lead. So just taken up a couple of spots temperature-wise, heart rate.
Missed it. It's a third unforced error in the game from Nadal, and almost out of nowhere, Dominic Thiem has 2 set points.
15-40.
Who saw this coming?
Merci beaucoup, mesdames, messieurs. Merci. S'il vous plaît. Merci.
Turn to respond as the Austrian takes the second set. 7-5, and it's a set apiece in the final.
Une manche partout. Au service, Thiem.
Dominic Thiem a set away now from creating history. If he can win this set, that would be the first time ever that Rafael Nadal in a final has been taking the distance. Or at least taking the distance, beaten even.
Still a long way to go in this match. And again, Rafa can change it up. We know that there is that he has the luxury of going back further, sending the ball up a little higher, heavier rotation as well.
Were you a little surprised with how Nadal lost that set, though, in terms of the unforced errors that we saw in that final game?
No, because he's having to play just a little different. I'm actually very commendable about the way that he has made those adjustments from Barcelona.
That Thiem gets off to a good start here, having worked so hard to win that second set. Not the start he would have wanted. word again, relentless from Rafa. As if we know what we're going to get from the Spaniard. And he's missed another one.
0-40.
And is there any better player on the planet that has that ability to push the reset button? Just put aside the loss of a serve, bouncing back quickly again.
What a scrappy game to start the third set from Dominic Thiem.
Premier jeu, troisième manche.
So many people talking about this final coming into it, saying that if Thiem is going to win, he's got to be the one to play that relentless brand of tennis. But he's broken in the first game of the third set.
You know, not shabby numbers for Dominic Thiem in that second set. Focusing on his serve, 80% win rate behind the first serve. Impressive on the second. And balancing wonderfully winners to unforced errors. Not often do we see Nadal, one of the great returners, go through a set without seeing a break point. That's just a nod towards Thiem serving extremely well.
Oh, stunning.
$15-0.
I mean, it's superb. You see the recognition to get that angle from the backhand, and quickly moves forward to put away the volley. There's the one that hurts.
30-0.
Talk about the Rafa response. Since dropping the second set, it's now 6 points in a row for Nadal. Talking about adrenaline, Mark, don't we, in terms of with regards to Dominic Thiem, and has there been a little bit of an adrenaline dump perhaps after winning that second set?
Well, it was a loose service game. You know, errors we didn't see in the second set.
That's another luscious volley from Rafael Nadal. You've been teaching him, Mark.
I was just thinking back to how many Australians, obviously, you know, that the way that they go about playing, all of us, the greats that have played, would be so impressed with that volley. The technique was skilled.
Well, he's turned it up to 11, hasn't it? It's almost as if Dominic Thiem has just poked the bear.
0-15.
Ninth straight point since losing the second set. What's happened here, Mark?
0-40.
Which is an absolute flat passage of play. Whether it's the mind that is clouded right now, whether it's the legs, he's certainly not balanced when he's executing some of these shots.
And that is the first point that he has won in set 3. He's already got a mini mountain to climb. Still 2 break points for Nadal. Oh, he's picked him off again. And just look at the celebration from the world number 2 as Nadal breaks again for a 3-love lead.
Nadal mène 3-0.
Well, again, it's Thiem setting up with that forehand. Very strong position, and the reaction when Nadal sees the forehand into the open court and clinches that second breaker serve. It's just a flat juncture. Moya to his feet. Tony sitting in the second row. So Nadal re-establishing his lead here in this match. Picking up the luxury of a second break. Needs to consolidate here to take a commanding third set lead.
And what does Thiem do in this set now, Mark? I mean, it feels like when you consider how easily Nadal was holding serve, even in that second set, wasn't really making many inroads. To expect him to break twice is a lot. So what does he do really with this part of the match here?
I'm wondering whether his thoughts are looking towards set 4 already. mean, I was out of breath with the match yesterday against Federer.
30-0.
Once again, he's backed it up. I mean, that is just... That's too good. Big thumbs up from Thiem.
I think for a shot like that, that's the understatement of the year. Thumbs up. Again, you run out of superlatives to describe Rafael Nadal on this surface, and the shots he comes out with.
40-0.
So often we say, not only is it the toughest task in tennis, it's the ultimate challenge in sport. And it looks like it's proving to be the case again today. I mean, in this situation, from Thiem's point of view, Mark, is in, you know, when it's a long tournament, it's his 4th straight day of playing. Is he thinking here, conserve energy? Is he thinking this set might be gone? I need to focus on, hopefully, the next 2.
Yeah, before that brilliant 2 volleys point that he won, Nadal was heading into perhaps as that game unfolds, that will determine how much effort goes into the rest of the set for Thiem. I mean, it is so one-sided. The momentum shift in the match that's happened right now, that it's only going to take away from Thiem, I think, if he throws the focus on this set. Yes, he's going to compete. But I think to be able to, well, be competitive in the rest of this match, and I hope plan on set 4 and set 5. I mean, it would be obscene to think that Nadal would lose a set from 4-love.
Important, though, that he does stop the momentum. That's what he's doing here. Well, has Thiem found his mojo again? That's more like it from the Austrian. As it's his turn to close out a love service game and get himself on the board in set 3.
4-1.
Everyone inside court, Philippe Chatrier, transfixed by this absorbing final. And so many of the matches that we have seen over the last 2 weeks, we've had some momentum shifts. There was a big momentum shift in Nadal's direction at the start of this 3rd set. Thiem there with that love service hold. Let's just check that momentum a little. The Spaniard still with a double break lead, serving at 4-1.
$15-0. Rafael.
Founders out.
Zéro.
Still 100% behind the first serve and behind the second serve, Nadal. It's similar to what we saw actually in the previous set. So 11 straight points now on serve in set 3.
Let's premier service. Nadal.
It's yet another backhand winner. And how many times have those backhand winners been cross-court? Taking it so early.
Yeah, again, there's something that he's obviously seeing in with the grip change, although the preceding shots that Thiem struck there were forehands. And have highlighted the extreme grip change between the forehand and backhand for the Austrian.
Let's premier service. Zero tenths.
And I think for me, the danger right now, Pete, is for Thiem to let this game, you know, slide by. Obviously, the fourth set is out of his reach. I don't think he's presenting any danger to Nadal, but to go down without much of a fight in this game and allow Nadal to start serving first in the fourth, that just maintains that lead.
Because we saw really in that second set how important it was that it was Thiem repeatedly going in front.
Yeah.
Because in the early exchanges, it felt like Nadal was on top of the match still. The scoreboard was with the Austrian.
Oh, there it is. Just pushes Thiem back off the baseline once the return goes in. Coming forward, doing a fantastic job today. Nadal taking the ball early.
Again, getting himself inside the baseline. And Nadal has bossed this third set. And it is a set point for the Spaniard.
Merci, s'il vous plaît, mesdames, messieurs. Merci beaucoup.
A brutal set of tennis from Rafael Nadal. And the King of Clay is a set away from a 12th title.
Nadal mène 2 manches à 1. Reprise.
As you just said, the one thing that he can be positive about was it was a quick third set. So I suppose now it's simple for Thiem. Okay, all he's got to do is do what he did in Barcelona, winning straight sets in a best of three set match.
You know, that's certainly not out of the equation, Pete, as you just put it, that here's a new match. I've done this before. I've won 2 sets against Nadal.
4e manche. Au service, Nadal. Merci, mesdames, messieurs. Merci beaucoup.
So again, it's these early games, Pete.
15-0.
You said it a short time ago, how crucial the start is for Thiem. And I would expect that he's going to put up a bit more, not let these service games slide by so easily as we saw in sets 2 and 3.
But how easy is it as a player, Mark, to suddenly just try and turn it back on?
Tried a solution that very few have been able to focus on. Even the body language of Masu seems to have slumped down. Bit of spark there by the Austrian. Seeing a second serve, he moved around, had a crack at the forehand, was able to pick up the error from Nadal.
Well, you've got to credit Thiem there with a smart bit of defence. A few times in this match, particularly early on, we saw that stretch, hack up high ball.
And it's been a long time coming, certainly since the 12th game of set 2, where Thiem was involved in a Nadal service game.
Found his range again.
30-40.
Did a great job, didn't he, against Novak Djokovic in the previous round, pressing the reset button. Looks like he's done it here. The Austrian with an early break point in set 4.
Merci. S'il vous plaît.
Just a little too short. And you can't offer that ball up to Nadal.
Égalité.
I think that's exactly what Thiem is telling himself.
Yeah, that's right in the strike zone for Nadal. That off forehand. Bit of conservative play from Thiem.
Avantage Nadal.
Such an important game. But like so many of the previous games, Nadal is able to come through it, saves the break point, and edges in front in set 4.
Yes, almost lost his grip. And that particular service game did Nadal from 30 love. Going to save break point, but well, one-way traffic. I think those stats speak volumes. But good signs for Thiem. Able to just draw the line in the sand, give himself some hope. But how much did that game take out of those energy reserves? Both mental and physical. Perhaps they're thinking that more it's the challenge, that mental challenge, that the torture that he went through, playing 4 consecutive days, battling the wind, the rain, coming off of the court a couple of times in the semi-final.
Zero tense. Zero 30.
Being asked to come up with some fast answers now. There's Thiem.
Oh, well, I was a little surprised that Nadal didn't do more with a forehand, and he's made to pay. And is that going to be a turning point?
15-30.
with full of anxiety there, Thiem. But then perseverance, being able to get another strike at
Merci
Nadal.
beaucoup, mesdames, messieurs. Merci. Les joueurs sont prêts. Merci.
Again, just dropping it too short. And Nadal doesn't need a second invitation to come forward.
Well, he's
15-40.
dazzled Thiem today with this move, coming forward and taking it early. And showing that he can also go up the line.
He's missed that one as well. And the task gets bigger for the Austrian as Nadal breaks early in set 4. And look at that, unforced errors by the set. Of course, it was it 3 or 4 unforced errors in that final game of the second set, and we were saying how surprising that was. Nadal then just saying, well, okay, that's enough. No more. 2 a blip in each of the sets since then. What length from both players. And I know right now it looks like Thiem is struggling, but still have to put everything into perspective, don't you? When you're watching Rafael Nadal, these big strikes, heavy balls, such depth, 99% of the tour beyond the back foot, not Nadal. He's able to sustain it like no one else.
Yes, maintain it. He has done, and that's the difficulty is that Thiem, you know, having played the 6 matches to arrive to this moment and not feeling like he's at 100%. If it was a best of 3 set shootout, you could probably give it turn it into a sprint race, but this is a staying race right now, and Thiem not able to maintain his level, unfortunately. There's a good response. And this game's certainly not out of his reach. Maybe a change of pace through that rally. Some angle as well.
Certainly feels the level's gone up again. And Thiem responding.
And Pete, he had break point in the first game. Has another break point here.
Masu still believes. There is that trusty lefty slider.
Okay, so Thiem just moving forward closer than what we've seen in the tournament.
Break points, he's gone out wide every single time. That's the money maker. Took his time, picked his spot, and hit the bullseye.
Yeah, making those adjustments.
Nadal.
This one was a healthy hit. This one's shorter, but Nadal doing a brilliant job in getting back behind the ball so that there's more weight going into the overhead. He also can see peripherally where Thiem is moving. This could be just the hurt that Nadal is so wanting to impose upon Thiem right now. If he can escape another service game where he's faced break point.
Thiem has put into this game, it's almost a must break for the Austrian. Is this his last chance? Apologises there for the net cord that helped him out as it landed around a couple of inches from the baseline. Big ball striking again. Able to withstand the early pressure and then turn the rally around.
Avantage Thiem.
There's some height, wasn't there, on that forehand. He was able to get some extra spin on it as well. So another push by Thiem.
Merci beaucoup.
To get back on level terms. Still staying in close to return this serve.
First time for everything.
Yep.
This time goes down the tee to save the break point. And like so many of the great champions, they seem to know when to switch it up. Thiem, incidentally, 2 from 6 on the break points. And again, an example of knowing when to switch it up, when to switch the game style. Immaculate.
Avantage Nadal.
It's a combination of everything. There's some pace, accuracy on the serve, speed, agility. Just that, the hands to make sure that volley, he catches it above the height of the net.
Under pressure. But Nadal passes the test and backs up the break for a 3-love lead in the 4th.
Nadal mène 3-0. Asseyez-vous très rapidement, s'il vous plaît, mesdames, messieurs. Merci.
What has Thiem got left? Would have been a tough pill to swallow the previous game, having had those break points. But instead serving now at love 3.
Oh, that is magical again from Nadal. All played with precision, the backhand up the line. And we've seen it before. Forehand hook up the line. And in deep trouble is the Austrian. Once again, his serve under attack.
Let's premier service.
Saved with the ace up the tee.
15-40.
Well, he's not alone, is he? Dominic Thiem going through this experience.
No, I think he can take warmth with so many others that have been in this situation. He's not alone. That same centre line
30-40.
Who knows? He can save this one. Still chances for a momentum shift. Would still be just the one service break. That's 3 excellent first serves. And keeps himself alive in the game for now.
Égalité.
Well, it's all or nothing now for Dominic Thiem, and it's all out attack for the Austrian.
Avantage Thiem.
He's just missed it. And Thiem just survives. It was a must-hold service game. And he's able to save 3 break points and stay with Rafael Nadal. Well, at least cling on to his coattails.
Yeah, that was just sheer necessity for a Thiem to secure that game.
Gotta love the response from his team, though. They were up on their feet. They were all gesticulating to him as if they still believe that he should still believe that he can turn this around.
Yeah, and that's key. You want to be able to
Merci beaucoup, mesdames, messieurs, merci.
absorb some of that energy that exudes from your coach's box.
Nadal is so good at pressing the reset button.
This one, Rafael, it's out.
He's missed that backhand, and so that's now 6 points in a row for Thiem. And even the great Mark
0-15.
can get affected by missed opportunities.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that he had opportunities from love 40. They were earned by Thiem. A couple of aces, some big shots.
Let's premier service. Kansas.
a bit of everything. But the defense just too good. The team knows he is running out of time. Nadal edging ever closer to that 12th title. Leads 4-1 in the fourth. Well, Mark, you said to me earlier this week, if Nadal was to win a 12th title, you said he should just walk on or walk off into the sunset. Do you still feel that way, or has he been so dominant that you think a 13 could be doable?
No, I just don't like the sound of 13. 12 is such a rounded, well-rounded number.
You tennis players are so superstitious with everything.
We're looking at a man who, look at him, putting his foot across those lines. I just have a phobia of 13.
And yeah, watching Nadal with what he does with his bottles, with the lines, maybe he does too. But he's got to get to number 12 first, and as I said a little earlier, he is edging ever closer. This one catch the line.
15-0.
And without a doubt, Pete, he's the prospect of securing this title. It will resonate with him. Will we see some nervy moments? That's why it's key for Thiem. If he can just stay within reach of Nadal in this set. And how those unforced errors off the forehand wing have accumulated for Thiem early on in the match. We hadn't seen basically any from the forehand side. He's been able to contain his game in that first 7 games.
And do you think today, with regards to Thiem, is in fourth straight day of tennis, the epic that he had against Djokovic, has that been a factor in this final?
I think so. It's clear. we've had some discussions about their matchup the last 2 occasions, and you said that you had watched the match, commentated the match between these two in Barcelona, and how Thiem was just lights out. Foot was on the accelerator from the first point, and towards the end of the second set, as he was closing in on the finishing line, he actually became quite exhausted and barely got to that finishing line. And for me, that's a bit of a red flag.
I just think particularly at that event, an event that Nadal has won 11 times in his backyard, not quite the backyard here on Chatrier, but to beat Nadal there in straight sets is in just the effort psychologically as well as physically that took to get over the line.
Yep.
Was why he was so.
And it's not a 2-week event either. They're not playing 5 sets. The accumulation of the matches to get to this juncture.
I do feel in the last couple of sets, in particular the third set, just that sharpness of movement hasn't quite been what it was, particularly in those first 7 games.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's a bit of leaning on that last backhand, trying to quickly strike the winner.
Beginning to look more and more frustrated. Overcast conditions, heavy court, unable to break the defense again with Rafael Nadal. And it is a break point for the second seed.
Well, again, pushed to the extremities was Nadal, and almost coming up with the goods. Certainly the fatigue in the legs, just showing not able to slide out to the backhand.
That's wild. And Nadal, again,
s'il vous plaît, manœuvre numéro. Nadal mène 5-1.
the king of clay, coming out to serve for a 12th Roland-Garros title.
Merci beaucoup, s'il vous plaît. Quinze 0. Trente 0.
Another serve, finding the corner. Asking too much of Thiem.
S'il vous plaît.
We use that word, relentless. That glare, relentless. The intensity, relentless. And again, Nadal just applying the pressure. And in truth, the pressure has been too much for Dominic Thiem this afternoon.
45.
Nearly bang on 3 hours. It is Rafael Nadal with 2 championship points.
Merci beaucoup, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
Not yet.
40-30.
And still following his routine.
And still a championship point.
Merci beaucoup, s'il vous plaît.
Glory, glory, Rafael Nadal, a dozen times over.
6-3.
The Spaniard once again
6-5,
rewrites the
6-5.
tennis history books to win a record-breaking 12th Roland-Garros title and become the first player, male or female, to win the same Grand Slam 12 times over. A simply astonishing achievement following yet another astonishing performance. It is a Rafa repeat. For the second straight year, Nadal downs Dominic Thiem in the final, and Rafa reigns at Roland-Garros again.
And Peter, I think it just shows how much the emotion that it means for Rafa not to just win 12, but the questions that he had to answer this year in particular, giving a lot of hope to the players in the field, thanks to those losses in the build-up to this year's tournament, but he has answered everyone.
And the simple truth is we just run out of words to describe him at this event. As you just said there, to be honest, as in, you know, once again, coming into the tournament, we were saying, is there hope? Can someone beat him? And you've got to say Dominic Thiem gave it a terrific effort today, but once again, we are watching these scenes.
You know, nothing is a foregone conclusion. As dominant as as Rafa has been on this surface, we've looked for chinks. Is this going to be the year? And he comes up with the answers. I mean, he is just absolutely brilliant.
Rafa, bravo pour ta victoire. Tu as battu Dominic qui a fait un parcours magnifique pour atteindre la finale. Tu as su, toi, développer un niveau de jeu incroyable à nouveau pendant 2 semaines ici à Paris.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Bonjour à tous. First thing that I want to say is congrats to Dominic, and I feel sorry because he deserved it here too. No? So I really hope that he will have the chance to win in the future. He has unbelievable intensity, unbelievable passion for this work, for this sport, and he's a very big hard worker now. So I just want to congratulate him and encourage him for the future. All the best to you and to all your team. Well done.
Oui, vous l'avez compris, Rafa qui félicite Dominic pour son parcours cette semaine. Il lui souhaite plein de bonnes choses pour le futur. Il espère qu'un jour, il s'imposera ici à Roland-Garros.
Rafa, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014,
2005, 6, 7, 8,
2017,
10,
2018
11, 12, 13,
et 2019 à
14,
l'instant.
17, 18 and
Est-ce que tu as
19.
conscience de réaliser l'un des plus grands exploits de l'histoire du sport?
Je ne sais pas. C'est vraiment incroyable. Je ne peux expliquer.
Incredible.
Ma sensation,
I cannot explain.
pour moi, c'est a dream, un rêve.
It's a dream.
De jouer la première fois en 2005 ici. Je ne peux penser dans 2019 retourner ici. No? So, c'est vraiment incroyable, c'est un moment très très spécial pour moi. So, vous dis merci beaucoup à tout le monde. Merci.
It's a very special moment for me. Thank you very much, and thank you to everyone.
Finaliste de Roland-Garros 2019, sa deuxième finale ici, l'Autrichien Dominic Thiem. Vainqueur de Roland-Garros 2019, il obtient son 82e titre, le 18e en Grand Chelem, une exceptionnelle 12e victoire ici à Roland-Garros, l'Espagnol Rafael Nadal. Mesdames, Messieurs, nous allons vous demander de vous lever si vous ne l'êtes pas déjà pour écouter l'hymne national d'Espagne en l'honneur du vainqueur.